with the first election and the re-election of President Barack Obama, people talk about a post-racial society. But the analogy I use is the dirty kitchen. America is that dirty kitchen. So you look from a distance into the dirty kitchen, it seems to be nice and neat and clean. There's a refrigerator, a stove, pots and pans. Everything is fine. That's America. But what happens when you turn on the light? What happens when you elect a Barack Obama? Now you can see the roaches and the rats and the filth scattered all over the place. That's exactly what America is. So when the question is posed to me, what should be the #1 agenda? The answer to me is simple: race. And I didn't invent that. I didn't come up with that. A man who knows a little bit about this stuff, Dr. Du Bois, said that the problem of the 20th century is the problem of the color line. That was true then, and it's true now. Now, people might say, well, Mike, black folks are a small minority, so a politician, whether he's black or white or she's black or white, can't really focus on that. To hell with that. You see how the minority Tea Party took a hold of the Republican Party and turned them into the Tea Party. So black folks have more power in the victorious Democratic Party than the Tea Party has in connection with the Republican Party. So black folks can take a page out of the Tea Party's book and force the Democrats to do the right thing. People often talk about the two-party system. And I got a problem with the two-party system. I got a problem with cell phones that ring while I'm talking. That's a whole nother thing. People talk about the problems with the two-party system or / the three-party system. What I mean by that is, with all due respect to the representative who does great work, in fact, I wish we had more like him, but I call them the disappointing Democrats, the revolting Republicans, and the ineffective independents, because that's what they are. The Democrats are disappointing because we had so much hope in them, but they didn't do what we want. The Republicans are revolting because they're just blatantly racist, and there's some great third-party candidates, people like Jill Stein and Rocky Alexander, the Justice Party, the Green Party, but with all due respect, they're totally ineffective, and not just ineffective, but counterproductive. Because if there's a slightly progressive Democratic candidate and a clearly regressive Republican candidate, once that third party comes in, progressives are part of the Green Party. Progressives are part of the Justice Party. They don't pull votes away from the Republican. They pull votes away from the Democrat. That's exactly why and how George Bush beat Al Gore. I love Ralph Nader, but I'm sure that, I mean, all due respect to Ralph Nader, if George Bush had have paid him to do what he did, the outcome would have been the same.
That's right.
Very same. So what do? We can't put all our eggs in the Democratic basket. We can't put all our eggs in the Republican basket. We can't put all our eggs in the Independent Party. So what do? People talk about a black party. I say, no, we shouldn't even think about a third party. We should talk about a first force. Instead of a third political party, let's create a first political force. What that means is now you got all these angry black people who got thousands of votes, who got tens of thousands of votes, who got hundreds of thousands of votes, who got a few million votes. They can take that block of votes and turn their first political force into, hey, Republicans, you want our vote, do X, Y, and Z. Hey, Democrats, you want our votes, do X, Y, and Z. Green Party, Independent Party, all those parties. So we need to create, instead of aligning ourselves with a particular party, we should not create a party, because we'll be as ineffective as the Green Party, as the Labor Party, as the Communist Party, as the Justice Party. So instead of creating a party, let's create a force, and that force should focus on the issue of race, and we can make it work. The way we can make it work is this, and I posted something like this on Facebook, and I'll wrap this up in 30 seconds. What we need to do as black folks is to bring all the black Muslims in, black Christians in, black Jews, gays, straights, women, every black person out there, no matter what he or she is, and like a math assignment, find out the common denominator. What is it among all of those? Okay, we can't agree on religion, throw that out. Okay, we can't agree on abortion, throw that out. But what can we agree on? Okay, we can agree on there's a need for human rights for black people. There's a need for civil rights for black people. There's a need for the end to the death penalty. There's a need for the end to police brutality. So all those things black gays will accept. Black Republicans, most black, No, forget that. Black gays will accept. Black women, black men, black college students, all these black folks who have any inkling of common sense will agree on that one thing. And I'll wrap it up by saying this. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. All the stuff I'm talking about has been done. And the best solution for black people in regard to your question, Dr. Mazama, if the issue is, as I said, race, because race matters on everything, as important as jobs are, as important as the economy is, as important as education is, race to me comes first. Because you can't get that job, you can't get that grant, you can't get that money, you can't get in that school if racism is blocking you from coming in. Everybody else, when they apply for jobs and grants and scholarships, all they have to worry about is, am I qualified? That's all they got to worry about. Now the black guy, the black woman got to worry, am I qualified, and is the interviewer a racist? So we got to overcome the racism before we even get to the qualification. So what do? We don't reinvent the wheel. We take a page out of, and I'm organizing a group called the 10 Pointers. And they're called the 10 Pointers because we're taking the Black Panther Party's 10-point program from 1966. And I know folks are saying the Black Panther Party, aren't they angry black men who hate white people and hate cops? Nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, the Black Panther Party talked about a multicultural thing. You could be a white person and be a member of the Black Panther Party. As long as you supported the 10-point program, what does that deal with? Just 4 of them. Full employment, decent housing, education, land, bread, and justice. Who could object to that? So these 10 pointers can come together, take that race issue, push it to Obama, and I'm inclined to believe that President Obama, would be more inclined now to do the right thing than before. Because a lot of folks, and I know I said 30 seconds 3 minutes ago, but I mean 30 seconds. I know that a lot of people, especially in my circle I consider the black revolutionaries, the black activists, the black radicals. I love them, but to a certain extent, they're too short-sighted. In other words, if an elected official like Representative Dwight Evans doesn't wear an afro and locks and a dashiki and call his name Muhammad, then he's not really down with the cause. Right. But we can't take that approach. Right. We need people on the inside, the spook who's set by the door with the shirt on, with the tie on, doing the right thing. And then we need people like me on the outside raising hell. So we can't say, because there were many of my brothers and sisters, black revolutionaries, black radicals, said, don't vote. And I said, why are you telling people not to vote? That's right. The first rule of warfare is to do what your enemy does not want you to do. And your enemy does not want you to vote. So here you are as this black revolutionary telling people to do exactly what your enemy wants you to do. You got to find out what he doesn't want you to do. And finally, and I do mean finally, we can work more with a person like President Barack Obama than we could with something like Mitt Romney. That's right. It's no doubt about that. There's certain things we can get. For example, I'm a proud product of affirmative action. I would not have gotten a full scholarship to Ohio State School of Law had it not been for affirmative action. Well, the president appoints federal judges, not just on the Supreme Court, but on the Circuit Court of Appeals, on the District Court. So for no other reason, we want a president who supports affirmative action is going to appoint judges who support affirmative action. So don't tell me as this wild-eyed black revolutionary, black radical, that the system is so corrupt that we're going to stand on the outside. That's what your enemy wants you to do. The issue is race. The issue has been race. The issue will be race. And we black folks ought to become a first political force by taking a page out of the Tea Party. Thank you.
Wow.